And what is up, my geeks? My name is DroidRider, and welcome to another action figure review. I hope you guys are doing great right now. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a closer look at the LADo Toys Mystic Land, Liya Alopex, and Tonia Tigris. Now, I actually want to start making this intro again. Reason why I'm saying this is because of this. Yep, the packages, but without the figures on the packaging, of course. Now you might be wondering, like, where are the action figures and the accessories? Don't worry, the action figures and the accessories are actually, fine. I had to put them in a box just to separate everything. But there was this major problem that I ran into, is that when I was actually doing the intro of me, talking about the packaging and doing the presentation about the packaging, is that as soon as I started finishing recording just to have everything set up, is that I reset my phone because my phone was kind of like lagging a little bit. So, sometimes when it does that, you reset your phone and all that stuff. But as soon as I reset it and then go back with my phone again, is that the video is lost and I could not get it back. I could never got it. I was never able to get it back. So, and I lost the packaging. So that's the reason why, I actually finished talking about this, but then, the video was lost. So here's an important thing to everybody, is that always back up your videos and photos. So yeah, it's really sad that I lost the video of me opening the packages, but it's really sad. But do not worry, I'm still going to be showcasing a lot of stuff the packaging. So when you get these figures for the first time, when I got them for the first time, it actually, the packaging were covered in plastic wrap. And yeah, I'm showing you pictures of it, like what you guys are seeing on screen right now. They're not my photos. I had to find images like online to see how they look like. And of course, the figures are obviously, of course, inside of their packages. And the first time when you open them, is that obviously the accessories and all, and including the figures, are gonna be covered in plastic wrap to protect the figures. Of course, that's what most figure companies do, or most manufacturers as well. So we're gonna move side of this one real quick, and we'll talk about with Tonia Tigris. So yeah, everything was brand new until I lost the video of me, opening the packages. But don't worry, I'm still going to be showcasing everything about this. Gotta say that I really like the details of the packaging. It's amazing. First off, you have the name of the figure. It says Liya. Let me try to get this focus. There we go. Liya Alopex. Let me try to turn up the light as well, so you can have a better view about this. So it says era number 1, Liya Alopex, fixed version. So this is like a repair woman. So obviously what you guys are seeing, figure was supposed to be here, and this is the tail. You already saw the images, but so side of the box, it comes with a product shot of the figure. It says Liya Alopex era number 1, as you can see. On the left side of the box is another product shot of the figures, is Liya Alopex fixed version, and then a little cute pixel art of the character, which is adorable. And then the top of the box, it just says Liya Alopex era number 1, of course. And back of the box, you see a product shot of the figure, and then some three different face plates, and then the accessories, and then of course you have the figure and then the figure stand. And then we have some like QR codes that I don't even know what they're used for, but still. And then the bottom of the box, some legal information, and we have the LADo Toys sticker stamp, if you guys can see, and there's the barcode for those who want it. Now, once we open to the box, it comes with like this little mini background. Let me just open this real quick, and you can kind of like, it's small, but you can use it for like a little figure photography. It's like a mountain with clouds, and then you have a little village here, and yeah, that's pretty cool. And this where a lot of stuff, including the figure, comes in. And this here where have the hands and the tools. I had a picture of it. I still have the picture. Let me just show you a picture real quick. And it has some like really displayed perfectly on for the hands and even the accessories. That is everything from the packaging of Liya Alopex. We're gonna be continuing with Tonia Tigris. Also, the same thing with Liya Alopex packaging. A product shot of the figure, and then you have Tonia Tigris, the name. It says era number 2, Herbalist version. The left side of the box comes with like this other product shot of the figure that says Tonia Tigris, of course, and then a small, and the same thing with Liya Alopex, a little cute pixel art of the character. Left side of the box, it says, of course, the name and a different product shot. Top of the box, the name, and in the back of the box, we have a awesome product shot of the figure, and then we have Era 2, and then the 3 different faceplates that this figure is going to come with, you know, the figure stand, and accessories, and the same thing with the QR codes. And then the bottom of the box, we have some legal information, the stamp, and there's the barcode for those who want it. We also do get a background, the same thing with Liya Alopex. It has a floating island in the background and clouds, but the only thing that kind of bothers me a little bit is that, you know, the image is very pixelated. You compared it with Liya's background, it wasn't pixelated that much, but this one is actually very, very pixelated, as you can see. I do like the design of these packages, and I think these are amazing. I think LADo Toys should still continue with what they're doing with their packages, but that is really cool. Let me have everything set up, and I'll see you guys in the next scene. Alright guys, now that we have the action figures, everything set up perfectly, I just want to say that these action figures just look absolute phenomenal. Alright, I am not a furry, okay? This is actually the first time I actually own furry figures like these, for example. These are going to be the first ones that I actually gotten. Another thing I forgot to mention is that this is the first time that I actually bought from LADo Toys, this company that I'm beginning to, you know, get into right now. So this is actually like a recent things that I'm like getting into. All right, I'm not into furries, okay? I just want to say that perfectly clear that I am not into furries. All right, so first off, we're gonna start off with Liya Alopex, this figure that you guys are seeing right now. So we're gonna start off with the instructions. So as you guys are seeing here, this is the instructions that every action figure from I don't know about from these figures that are doing right now, is that they're gonna come with like these instructions. So they're gonna show you like a lot of table of contents, like, you know, how to use the articulations and like what features do they actually have. So I'm just gonna show this real quickly, so I'm not gonna do some explanation. So yeah, I hope the camera's getting that right because of the lighting. And in the back is actually the set of contents, like, you know, what this figure is gonna have. So it's a good thing that every, you know, action figure should have one of these to make sure, you know, what kind of accessory you're missing or which one does it has and all that stuff. It's a really nice detail that they add. The next thing I want to showcase, it fell down, but it's the, you know, after sale service cards that I don't even know what they're used for. It's just like a warranty and this little thing that I don't even know what it is, and this is to say thank you for choosing LADo Toys. I'm assuming legal information or something, I don't know. Next I want to showcase is the art card that this figure is gonna have. So it says that her name is, well, of course, Liya Alopex, and this is a really, you know, nice pixel art. It's a pixel art artwork, by the way, if you guys are seeing. It says she's female and her age is 16, and it says that her birthday is in March 23, and it has some skills about like what she can do and all that stuff. And look at this, it has like a QR code about the, you know, about the website, and then the back of the card is just pretty much the same but with a different language. And it says a character code, which I don't even know. There's supposed to be a character code here, but I'm not gonna show this because I don't know what it could be, but you know. So now, first off, we're gonna show the accessories, okay? So first off, I want to showcase that this is her figure stand, all right? Really nice detail. It's like a cobblestone path with a peg hole. It's reminding me more like the McFarlane figure stands. You know how McFarlane do with their figure stands. And the back is just like hollow, but plastic. Next, she's gonna come with like these peg joints, and as you guys are seeing, I had to put tape on it because there was a rod for the eyes to move. Well, you guys are gonna see that later. First up, I want to showcase her little hammer. I love the details that they put into this hammer, like with black painting. It's like a black paint wash. Also seems like it's a metallic, like a darker metallic color. You guys can not see it properly because of the light, but it seems like it's like a darker gray metallic. And then we have more painting details that they put for like a being an appearance of a wooden hammer. Next up, I want to showcase her little like tool bag or bag of tool, or I don't even know what you would call this. So anyways, they're gonna have like two pockets for her tools. Like, you know, there's gonna be two different type of like pockets, one with the closed pockets and one with like open pockets, as you can see, and two pegs to attach it on the figure, which I'm gonna attach it later, by the way. Next, I want to showcase her little like screwdriver. It's a plain screwdriver, but you guys can see it's like a metallic, darker metallic color with, you know, a brown handle. Also, you gotta be really careful with these because these can lose easily, being like little like thin accessories, and they do not bend. All right, it's not a real metal, so you guys are curious. And for those who are wondering, obviously it's not real metal, but you got to be really careful, like not actually bend it too much, because these could potentially break at any point. Next, I want to showcase her wrench. The same thing with the screwdriver. It has like a little brown handle and a darker metallic color. Nice details, by the way, that they did with the wrench. Next, I want to showcase is her battle axe. Now you guys can see it's like a lighter gray and, you know, wooden like texture on the handle. You can see it's like a darker brown area here, and then like a darker area as well, and then like a lighter brown color on the middle of the handle. That is a really cool axe, honestly. And the last of her tools is a pipe wrench. And by the way, no, it doesn't go up and down. I wish it goes like up and down like a real tool, honestly, to move it up and down. But no, it just stays in this position. The same thing with the wrench and the screwdriver. Brown handle, and then like a darker gray color, metallic. And of course, she comes with her weapon. It's like an actual like looking wooden sword. It's not real wood, obviously, but the design of the texture. And then we have the handle, or whatever you would call this, like covered in, it's like bandaged up on the, I wouldn't say it's called a bandage. I don't know what you would call this part. Like, I just call it a handle, a sword handle, and that's it. So yeah, that is actually like really cool. That is a really cool sword, but despite it just being plain looking, but still really cool. Liya Alopex is gonna come with 3 different set of interchangeable hands. First, I want to showcase are like the open hands, or one happens to be a open relaxed hand. The detail on the hands, well, mainly the painting, they don't look nothing like slop or nothing like that. It's really great, honestly, and I just want to showcase that the hands are completely different on this set, because one happens to be, you know, the fingers are like separated by each other, and the other one is like the fingers are like closer to each other. And I really do like that they added like painted fingernails. It's like a gray, meanwhile her fingers are like lighter gray. The next set of hands I want to showcase are like the grabbing accessory holding hands. These, yeah, the same as the last one. They're gonna have like painted fingernails or claws, whatever you want to call it. And also mine comes with like this little like paint slop over here. It's like a great paint that you guys can see here. Not really upset about the paint slop here, but everything else just looks perfectly fine. And last set of hands that I don't even know what you would call this. This one's more like I don't know what you would call this, like an open hand, but like with the fingers are being like a little bit like crooked. Not what I wouldn't say crooked, but just like I don't even know what you call this hand, honestly. I don't even know what you would call this other hand. And then the other one, it's almost identical as like the relaxed hands, but this one's kind of like as different, as you guys can see here, but by the way I'm moving it. And yeah, this is how they look like, and no paint slop on these hands. And last, Liya is gonna come with 2 different set of interchangeable faceplates. First faceplate I want to showcase, this one is really adorable. I don't know what you call this. It's like a blushing facial expression. You can totally see that it's actually like adorable. I don't know, this one is actually really adorable. And also it has like sculpted like fur on her where her cheeks are, as you guys can see. And this is how they look like in the back. And this little wand here is actually used for the to move the eyes, and this is how it's supposed to look like. It has like a little pick hole, and this is how you hold it. So these squares, I thought that they were gonna look almost identical to like the ones from Snail Shell, which the Snail Shell ones just looks like a plus sign. So you just move it, and yeah, the eyes move on any direction that you wanna, you know, want to make her look. So yeah, this one has to be my favorite, honestly. And last I want to showcase is her last facial expression. It's more like an aggressive looking facial expression. The same thing as the last one, has some like fur sculpted areas here, and her eyes seemingly have a different eye color. I don't know what's up with that. Her other color is just like an orange yellowish, and here it's just like blue. I don't know what's up with that. And her pupils have dilated, as you guys can see. The teeth are sculpted and then they're painted, and this is how it looks like in the back. The same thing was the last one. This one is actually pretty cool, honestly. Now that we're taking a closer look at everything that Liya Alopex comes with, we're gonna be take a closer look at Tonia Tigris, her accessories, and the instructions at everything that she comes with. So first off is similar as with Liya Alopex. She's gonna come with this instruction little booklet. Has like the instructions of like how to use the figure and how to attach some parts. You guys can see properly. Now the back of the booklet comes with like these like the choking hazard warnings that it comes with, and then the content that everything what this figure is supposed to have. The same thing as with Liya Alopex one. It comes with like this service card that I don't even know what they're used for. The same thing, like information about warranty and all that stuff, and of course, thank you for choosing LADo Toys, and then some different language. I'm assuming like information about legal information or something. I don't know. And then the last one is her art card. The same thing with Liya Alopex art card. This really cool pixel art. It's again pixel art as the last one. Really nice pixel artwork. And then it has her information that she's of course female and she's 19 years old. It says that her birthday is in August 2nd, and it shows her skills. And then we have like a QR code for the website. It says scan the character code on the back to view the skill animation. And of course the back is just the same thing but with a different language. And then the character code, which I don't even know if I want to show this or not, but I don't know. Tonia is gonna come with like these two extra peg joints. Now the eye wand, the wand to move the eyes, actually come with this little bag. I actually had to put tape on them to make sure the peg joints don't get into loose. First thing I want to showcase her figure stand. It has like a little like dirt and grass, and it actually does have some like sculpted areas like with like small little chunks of dirt and all that stuff. And the back is just hollowed and a peg joint, as similar with like the McFarlane figure stands. Next I want to showcase is her purse. And yeah, I really do like the details on the purse. It's simple, it doesn't have any crazy sculpting details, and it has like a little strap of a belt area here. And if you guys are wondering, no, the bag does not open. Okay, this bag seems like it's one opens, but no, this bag is not meant to be open. Next, she comes with her little like herb plant, and yeah, like it's actually like really like a soft plastic material. And the bag is just the same thing with sculpting details. And I really do like the leaves though. Also, interesting about this accessory is that if you have this little bag, you see this little hole there, like an area that is like open. You could actually put the plant here, and yeah, it seems like she's about to take up a plant, and that is actually a really cool little feature. Next, she's gonna come with her little like gardening tools. First up I want to show up is this sight. It has like this metallic color. It's not real metal, obviously, and we have just the sculpting of the little like tool handle. It's like a little like a darker brown here, and then you have like a little like lighter brown color, and then again the darker brown area here. The color, it's a little bit pointy and it's meant to be a weapon, so I guess not really. I mean, it could be used as a weapon too, but it's more like a little like gardening tool. Next, I want to showcase her little shovel. The same thing with the side. It has like this little like metallic color, and the handle is just really simple. It's like a simple brown wooden handle. This is how it looks like in the front, and this is how it looks like in the back. Next, I want to showcase her like skirt piece. There's some interesting sculpting on the skirt piece. First up, it has her little like button of her belt in the middle, and we have some like belt straps all around her skirt. And these here are meant for the bottles that you guys are seeing here, and is to attach them which I'm going to be doing that later. And the skirt piece could actually open too. In the back of the belt, it's going to come with like this little like peg hole, and then a peg joint here. So yeah, meaning you could actually open this and close this. First I want to showcase are the interchangeable feet. So the interchangeable feet it's really like interesting because these feet are like meant for the character to do like a jump, or like she's about to do like a jumping pose. The color of her feet are like a peach color, and then you have like her toenails or little like claws here, like black. It's like everything is just black on her toenails, and then the area on her feet on each side is gonna have like this sculpted like fur sculpting here. The same thing goes with this one. So yeah, as you can see, there's like the sculpting fur parts. It's not going to be really confusing to say which one is left and which one is right. And then the bottom of her feet is going to have like a sculpted paws colored pink. Yep, they are actually sculpted, by the way. So yeah, you could actually use this for like a jumping pose, honestly. Next I want to showcase are the alchemy bottles of potion. And one of them is pink, one of them is blue, as you guys can see. This one is actually blue, but it just looks a little bit whiter. It's just because of the camera lighting. And by the way, no, these little bottle caps are not actually meant to be open. They just look like that as detail. And as I said with the skirt part, these are actually meant for the potions, as I said. And these can be a little bit tricky to actually put them. Please be careful just putting them. So as you can, okay, there it is. So yeah, this is how they supposed to look like. And yeah, it just looks really sick just putting them into the little straps for the potions. But then again, you have to like remove them and then take them off and then put them in back again. Next piece, we have like this interchangeable parts, which are actually the cross arms, and this is how it looks like in the back. And then you have like these pegs, but we'll do that for photographies later on. Tonia Tigris is going to come with two different set of interchangeable hands. The first set of hands I want to showcase are like the accessory holding hands. So both, as you can see, that they're going to have like painted like claws, all painted black. And the next set of hands are like just simply as fist hands, just closed hands or closed fist hands. But except like you can only see like the one claw, which is like her thumb. Tonia is also going to come with two different set of faceplates. The first faceplate I want to show is like her happy or excitement face. Yeah, I really like this one. This is also really adorable. You can see like one side is like a gray color and the other one's like a ginger color. You know, it's just like her fur color. You know, all cats have different like fur color, but you know, this mouthpiece that I'm pointing at, it's actually like a separate sculpted piece. As you can see, they just actually added in like a piece for the mouth, and then there's like no eyes because of course she doesn't have any eyes to move. And last faceplate I want to showcase is like this what you would call is like a ninja looking face, except like she has a mask and her pupils have dilated. And in the back, this is for, of course, to move the eyes. She is gonna come with her also with her little like one for the eyes, her little like eye rod or whatever you would call this. As is similar with Liya, you just move the eyes as any direction at first. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention this, is that the eyes, they're gonna feel, when you move them for the first time, they're gonna feel like stiff. So they're not, it's gonna feel like it's stuck, but then like by the time you move them properly, yeah, you're gonna be able to move them like smoothly. Yeah, I forgot to mention that any faceplate that comes with eyes, they're gonna feel like stiff for the first time. Both of these figures have a huge amount of accessories, which is impressive because not many figures having a lot of accessories. But I gotta say that Liya Alopex accessories has quite a huge amount of accessories. Tonia doesn't have a lot of like many accessories besides her purse, skirts, potions, and the herbalist plant. That is all I gotta say. All in all, they do have quite a lot of accessories, so that is actually good for both of these figures, which I really do like. Now that we're taking a closer look at the accessories, we're going to move Tonia Tigris out of the way for a bit. First off, we need to do the presentation of this figure to see what this figure actually looks like behind. Now moving on with presentation, we're going to be taking a closer look at every detail. So as you guys can see from her bag, she has like this figure stand, and no, this is not her her figure stand that she comes with. Okay, I had to use a figure stand because her tail piece is actually really heavy. The figure itself without the tail seems lighter, but when you attach the tail or the entire tail piece, it's actually really heavy. So it's gonna be a little bit challenging to stand up by herself. And yep, wow, I actually was able to make her stand by herself with the tail, even though it's a really heavy piece. And yeah, it's starting to fall. So first off, I gotta talk about her details on her head area. So first off, her ears, I gotta say her ears have a huge amount of sculpting areas, if you guys can see here. She does gonna have a lot of like different like color areas, which and her ears, her hair, her head, and everything. Her ears do have a huge amount of sculpting like fur parts. She does gonna have like this little like hair piece up that is just moving. I really do like the sculpting on her bangs. It does actually kind of blends with the color of her skin color, and then her hair, which they're almost identical with the hair color. Also, I have to remove this little like bang part, by the way, to have a closer look. So yeah, this is how her faceplate, the one she's currently having, it's actually like a happy or smile facial expression of a look. So if I remove the faceplate, this is how she looks like. She does have a little like peg joint. I'm assuming you can actually remove this easily. Oh, and I just dropped the stick. By the way, it does actually happen to have like a joint inside the braid of her little like hair braid. It actually does have a little like motion here of movement, but we'll go through that later on the articulation. I really do like the details on her entire braid hair in this little area, and I do like that she has like a white rubber band, a small white rubber band. She is gonna have a brown collar on her neck. Her hair, I really do like the sculpting on her hair. I'm not gonna lie. You can see her hair color seems to be blending like in darker areas, and then the entire hair is just like a whiter gray. Now as we go into her tank top, she does gonna have like amount of wrinkles in her like sculpting areas of her tank top. Like you can see it's like a stretching areas here, and then more like wrinkle clothing here in this area. In the back of her tank top, in this area, you see like a darker color here, and then we have more wrinkles. If you guys can see, it actually quite gets it because of the lighting and the camera. Each side of her shoulders has a sculpted like fur parts in each side here. That's like details, a huge amount of detail that they put into this. In her bicep, she does have like this little like strap here. It's like a golden color, metallic color in her strap, and then the entire like part in her area on the back of her bicep is just like a strap brown. Now we have to go with her gauntlets. I really do like the details on her gauntlets. She does have like a button and then like a little like belt strap, and then her hands, as you can see, she has a fist closed hands or fist hands, and then we see her claws or fingernails. And then in the middle of her, on her stomach, she does have like a white fur color. Now let's go with her shorts area. She does have a goggles. They do not remove. They're not meant to be removed or anything like that. And then we have like the details on her belts. She does have like sculpted belt straps. As we go to her back, you can see in her back she does have like this little like peg hole for the piece here, the belt, the tool bag for this, which I'm going to be doing that right now. And then we have another peg hole, which this, thankfully, it does actually like has a soft plastic material on the belt, which means you could actually put this the little like tool bag real quickly, as we can try to move it, because it could be a little bit tricky to actually did this. I was struggling a little bit when I actually did this for the first time to actually, oh, there it is. Now it's actually, you know, well put together. And yeah, it looks awesome, honestly. Now let's move on to color with her shorts. She does have like wrinkle parts in her shorts. I removed the tail, and yeah, this is how she looks like without the tail. And there's a peg joint, well, peg hole. Her fur color on her stomach just goes like whiter and then white again in her thighs, both her side of her thighs. And last is her boots. I really do like the details on her boots. Belt straps all around it, and then we have like areas which are color like a blending color gradient of like a lighter brown and then dark brown. These are like three belt straps around her boots area here. This is how they look like in the side, and this is how her boots looks like in the back, which it does have a lot of wrinkle parts in her back of her boots. And unfortunately, she doesn't have like treads on the bottom of her boots, but she does gonna have like peg holes. And last but not least, the tail, and a ginormous piece of her tail though. My goodness, a huge amount of like sculpting, like fur area. The entire tail and even her hair is just like a gradient color. You can see like one happens to be like lighter colors and one happens to be like a different like gray color. I just gotta say that the huge amount of sculpting that they include in the entire figure itself, it's a huge amount of like details that they actually include. I don't know how much the entire mold of this figure would cost to actually produce in figures, because I don't know, it could be pretty expensive to do the molding of this figure. The huge amount of sculpting and details on this figure is incredible. My goodness. Now that we move Liya out of the way, we're going to be taking a closer look at the presentation of Tonia Tigris. Now, starting off with her head, she does have a short hair sculpting. Parts of her hair is just like a blending gradient color. One happens to be like a darker color and then one's like a lighter color. Pointy pieces of her hair, they're not really pointy, so yeah, there's no reason for it to get actually stabbed into her hair. Not really pointy anyways. Her ears are gonna have like fur sculpted in both her ears. One happens to be like a darker green color and one happens to be like a ginger color. I forgot to mention real quickly that both of Tonia Tigris and Liya Alopex, they're not compatible to actually attach them, because one happens, Tonia Tigris has like peg joints in the top of her faceplate. Meanwhile, with Liya Alopex, she does have with like this huge like piece to attachment. This is what it has. As we go into the inside, she does have like this really thin rod, so you got to be really careful when you're trying to like pull it off or trying to do like a head swap. And in the back of the rod, she does gonna have like another like piece here, which is actually meant for the articulation for the back of her hair though, which we're gonna be go through the articulation later. Next I want to showcase I don't know what you would call it. It's like a vest or something. I don't know. It's like it does look like a Chinese vest or like a little suit. I don't know if I think I'm calling it a vest. Just I don't know. It just looks like a vest to me. But anyways, her vest is gonna have like a minty color. I really do like the color of her vest. And then you have like areas which are like lighter brown areas here. And by the way, with the clothes being wrinkled, she does have like wrinkly parts in her area of her vest, as you can see. Areas here one side, and then you have other wrinkle parts in the bottom of her vest. And as we go into her back, she does have like this neck little like area color of her vest that's also like wrinkled, and then areas here and this here, and then this huge wrinkle part here. Attention to details, which is incredible. And as we go into the area of her elbow, she does have like these white bandages like all around her elbows. And as we go into the top of her elbows, on each side, she does have like sculpted like fur part here, and then another one over here. And the same goes with the other part, as you guys can see. And as we go into the area of her arms, she does wears like these, I don't know what you would call it, like these arm little like gauntlets. I don't even know what these are called. I keep saying them gauntlets, but I don't know. I don't even know what they're called. You can see it does have like areas that are like has like strings into them. And the same thing goes to this area too. She does have like open hands, as you guys can see, and which means you can actually see the paws here on the tip of her fingers and then the middle of her hand area here. And as we move the hand, she does have like painted like fingernails or claws, again completely black. She does have like sculpted areas on her waist too, which she does has like a belly button area, as you guys can see. Now moving on with her shorts, she does have a little button painted like a gold color and wrinkle parts here area, and then the bottom of her shorts, this little like the same color of the lighter brown as the same part of her vest. Yeah, there's actually like wrinkle parts here in this area, and then like in the back of her shorts here, there's also wrinkle parts area here in this side, which I'm pointing here too. And as we go into her tail, yes, the tail can actually be removed. Honestly, when you get this figure for the first time, the tail is going to be like really straight, And the reason for that is because this entire tail is actually wired inside of it. So meaning that you could actually pose it in any position that you want. In the areas of her thighs, she does have like this little like circle spot of an orange, and in the other side has like a gray and like a small orange spot here. The bottom of her legs does have like sculpted like fur parts on each side, by the way. And yeah, look at that. It's a small like fur parts here. She does wear like these little like leg casts. They're not, I wouldn't say it's a leg cast. They use the same color as the same area of her shorts and her vest. And last is her feet. She does have like fur sculpted in each side of her feet. And then she does have like the sculpted like toenails, which are black. And in the bottom of her feet, she does have like paws in like printed paws and peg holes for the figure stand. The sculpting and details are actually really great, but not as crazy as one with Liya Alopex that we just reviewed. But I gotta say that everything has a huge amount of details. It's just pay attention to details. I know I say this a lot, but that is the truth. But for this figure, my goodness, a huge amount of details. Also, real thing, before we actually start with the articulation, I just want to showcase like how to like insert the skirt part. So like I said again, it has like a peg, so that way you could actually remove and attach the skirt part as many times as you want. Hopefully it doesn't actually okay, I think that's it now. Actually, it could be a little bit, a little bit tricky to actually have it down a little bit. And yeah, hopefully it doesn't actually fall off. And yeah, there it is. So this is how the figure looks like with the skirt piece on all around. We do a little 360 view, and yeah, it looks awesome. I actually put the other potion into the skirt, so that way I don't have any trouble putting it back or putting it again. And last, of course, the little purse. So it's not really hard. It's just has this little like own weight. You just raise this little like the arm, and yeah, there you guys have it. She looks really amazing with the purse on it, and I gotta say, it looks really incredible with the pieces put on together. Yeah, it looks awesome. Now that we've taken a closer look at the figures, we're gonna be taking a closer look, of course, last the articulation, to see how posable these figures are. So first off, I'm gonna start off with Liya Alopex first. First, we're gonna start with her head, and I gotta start first talk about the ears. They do actually have like a ball joint inside. You can totally see it. It's not like a ball joint and hinge. It's like a regular peg with a ball joint. So meaning that you could actually twist the ears all the way around. You can do a lot of range of motion. You can see, move it like a side to side or either like an up and down. She does have a lot of like range of motion on twisting on her head. Her head can pretty much tilt, which is a lot of movement. I can totally see that. She can only look this far up and this far down, as you can see. Her braid could actually move. You could totally see that I was moving the braid when I was checking with their the tilting. Well, not the tilting, like the up and down, but yeah, you can pretty much like move it like any direction. The only side that it only counts more is like going like a left and right, as you can totally see. You saw that in a second. Like there it is. Yeah, left and then right. And there's the ball joint that is like connected to her head, inside her head. First off, we're gonna start with the arms. You can totally see the inside has like a ball joint and hinge, and you can do a lot of range of motion. You guys can totally see. Her arm can raise this far up. She is gonna have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. She does have a ball joint and hinge, which means she could go like an up and down, side to side, or all the way around. She does have a lot of range of motion in her torso. You can do like a tilting or move the torso like all the way around. The same thing goes with her waist, where she can do a lot of range of motion along with it. Tilting, she doesn't go like a 360 with the entire waist. She can arch this back this much, which is impressive, and she can only arch this front that much. Now this little tool bag can only go like an up and down, and this is how far up it can go, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna have to remove this little baggy part because I need to take a closer look on everything in the the lower part. Now as we go into her tail, this middle part in her tail, it's really like hard to move in. I don't even know if this middle part, as you can see, this tail has like three like parts here. This is the one that attaches where in her back, and then this is the middle piece, and then this is the last piece. The middle piece, I don't think it's meant to be to move, or it's just like that. I try moving it, but it's like too hard, or I don't even know if it's meant to be to move. But however, this part, the last part, actually does move, and yeah, you can pretty much do like a some range of motion with this, which you can see that this is the only part that can try to move. As you already saw, her tail does actually have a ball jointed hinge. Her tail can move like an up and down, side to side, and also you can possibly move the tail like all the way around, like a 360 spin. And as we go into the area of her hips, she does have like a up and down system. As you can pretty much see the gap that is like, you know, moving like up and down, which is impressive, honestly, and really useful at the same time. She can only kick this far up, and she can only split her leg this far. She does have a thigh swivel, as you can totally see, and another swivel in her thigh. She does have double jointed knees. Now as we go into her area of her feet, she does have a pivot system, a little bit of a tilt, and her feet can go up and down. And last, she is going to have toe articulation, and this is how far it can only go up. The articulation, it does have a lot of unique articulation movements, such as her braid, her tail, and the ears, which is something I've never actually seen on an action figure, mainly because this is a furry action figure that I own. The first time I actually owned a furry action figure, I meant to say. I even had a little bit of trouble doing a thigh swivel on this one, so that's why, as I only did on, well, I was focused on the other part. Everything on the parts and the articulation actually runs really smoothly. I didn't have no trouble at all. I gotta say, this is actually one of the best articulated figures I've seen so far in a while, but yeah, and especially on a furry figure, that's incredible. And now we're gonna focus on the articulation of Tonia Tigris to see how posable she really is. So first off, we're gonna start her with her head, and the same as with Liya Alopex, her ears could actually have the same system. It can pretty much do like an all the way around system in her ears, as you guys can see. And she does have like a range of motion in her ears, which means you can pretty much do like an up and down or side to side. She can pretty much move her head like all the way around. And she does have like a huge amount of tilting in her head, as you can totally see. She can look up this far and look down this far. Also really interesting enough is that her hair and the back of her hair actually does have articulation, which is really weird because this is the first time I've ever seen like articulation system in her hair. The bottom of her hair actually just moves like an up and down. It does actually has like a ball joint. You can totally see the ball joint inside where the bottom of her hair is connected to. Okay, so this is a perfect example of the back of her hair. The bottom part actually does have a ball joint inside of it, which means you can try to do like a all the way around system, and that's pretty much it. And also the up and down as well. Also, her neck actually does have a lot of neck articulation, which has a lot of range of motion, which I'm not going to go through a lot of it, but you know, range of motion on the neck. First off, I want to bring up her arm. She is going to have, of course, a ball jointed hinge, as you can totally see the hinge and the ball joint inside of it. Another cool feature is that this area here, this little part, actually has like what is called a butterfly joint, which means it does move like it's side to side. You can totally see that it's actually moving. If we can try to turn it to the back, and you can totally see it actually moves like a left and right, and also like a little bit of like an up and down too. You can totally see that. She can only raise her arm this far up. Moving on, she is going to have a huge amount of bicep swivel. She does have double jointed elbows, and this is how far she can only bend. And of course, she is going to have a ball jointed wrist, which means she could go like an up and down, side to side, and all the way around. Moving on, in her torso, she is going to have a lot of range of motion, which as you can totally see. She can totally do a tilting, and the same thing goes with her waist. She can do a tilting and also a lot of range of motion. However, a twist on her waist is only limited. She can arch this down that much, and she can only arch this front that much, which is not actually that much that she's doing. Now, moving on with her hips, she is gonna have the same thing with Liya Alopex, the up and down ball joint system, as you can totally see. And my goodness, I dropped the tail by accident. She can only kick this far up, and she can split her leg this far, which is impressive. It's actually like a perfect split that she could actually do. The tail could actually do like a twist, and it's a wired tail, as you can totally see. In the area of her hips, she doesn't have much of a thigh swivel when you're moving the little like short parts, but she does have a huge amount of thigh swivel. You can totally see. She does have double jointed knees, and this is how far she can only bend. And as you go into the area of her feet, she can go like an up and down, a side to side. She can do like a tilting and a pivot system. Overall, I gotta say the articulation is actually quite impressive. I gotta say it's actually almost identical to Liya Alopex articulation boundaries, but this one has a lot of like articulation systems. This one is actually quite impressive with a lot of movements. except that the waist doesn't actually move that much, but everything else, it's actually quite impressive. Especially that it's like really weird for me, it's actually the articulation on the back of her hair, the bottom part of her hair, which I've never actually seen hair articulation, and this is the first time I've ever seen something like that in an action figure. But everything else, it's actually fantastic. Last but not least, we have the scaling size in comparison. I just want to bring them up because of the height. So first off, I want to show 3 different snail shell figures for the height size. So the first one you guys are seeing is the Tapagel Milk Tea Girl. You can totally see that they're pretty much the same size. Up next, we have another snail shell figure. This is the Eileen with the loungewear version. There you can see that she's almost the exact same size as Liya Alopex. And as you can see that Tonia Tigris just almost reaches the exact same size as Eileen. And last of the snail shell figures that I just want to bring up for the scaling comparison, I have the Assassin just for the size, and you can totally see that Liya Alopex is not even the exact same sizing, well, height as the Assassin. And side note, this is like one of my favorite snail shell figures as well. Up next, I want to bring 3 different Figma figures just for the height comparison. So the first figure that you guys are seeing is Emily with the sailor outfit uniform. You can totally see that this figure is really small compared to these two, obviously. Up next, of course, I wanted to bring another Figma original character. This is Chiaki. You can totally see that she has the exact same height as Tonia Tigris, as she's almost reaching the exact same sizing as well with Liya Alopex. And last Figma figure that I just want to bring up for the height comparison, I have Sophia F. Shearing. This is the bunny suit planning version. You can totally see that she has the exact same size as Liya Alopex. The only thing is that she can be a little bit taller just because of those bunny ears that she has in her head. And last figure that I just want to bring up for a height comparison, here we have Mai from Fatal Fury. This is a model kit figure from a Chinese manufacturer called the Generator Industry. And obviously you can tell that Mai surpassed both of these figures from height, and I can totally see that she has the exact same height as the Assassin, I'm not gonna lie. I want to say this real quickly that these figures can run perfectly with different 1/12 scale figures no matter which brand they're from. And although these figures might be furry figures, these are one of the best furry figures I've seen in a while. Anyways guys, that's going to be the end of this long video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to say that this is the first time I actually buy these figures from this company. LADo Toys, this is like, my goodness, I gotta say that these figures are really greatly detailed, especially the sculpting amount that they put into this. They put a lot of effort into these figures, and I hope to see more about this company. I won't lie as well, Tonia Tigris is the most articulated and flexible out of these 2 figures, and I'm hoping to see more articulated figures from LADo Toys. Now the thing cannot say the same thing with Liya Alopex. Doing poses with her, especially with her tail, she can be a little bit tricky. It's a little bit difficult, but not too difficult to actually make some crazy dynamic poses. But I also heard they're also going to be making another version of Liya Alopex very soon that she comes with a fluffy tail. And like I said again, I'm going to be saying this many times that I am not a furry, okay? This is one of the first times I actually collecting these furry figures, and I'm actually getting into getting these furry figures from LADo Toys. And even though if you're not into furries, trust me, these figures are a must-have. So like I said again, that's going to be the end of this video. Now if you guys are new, be sure to click subscribe to become part of the Geek Squad so you cannot miss any videos I upload. So yeah, my name is DroidRider, and I say goodbye.